Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business Show. Yeah, 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 Welcome to the Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business Show. Yeah, yeah, Welcome to the Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business Show. Yeah,
Welcome. We made it. We're here today, Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Park, Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network, with co-hosts Brittany Wise and Carol Harper Poe. How you guys doing today?
Doing great. How are
Awesome.
you?
Doing pretty good. Miss Carol, she's not here. She's under the weather right now. We have our expert practitioner, Carla Murphy. How are you doing? All the way from Buffalo, New York. How are you doing, Miss Carla?
Hello, all is well, thank you.
Awesome. We have our delivery courier expert, Mr. Sonny. How are you doing, brother?
Doing well, still enjoying this brand new year.
That's what I'm talking about. And last but not least, we have our jewelry expert, Miss Carl Steen. How are you doing, Miss Carl Steen?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
That's what I'm talking about. We're here sunny outside. It's kind of chilly, kind of cool, but I love the weather. It's not too hot, but it's still sunny.
Beautiful.
And I'm sorry, Miss Carla. I know that saying it's sunny it probably offends you, huh, because of what's going on out there in Buffalo?
Well, we have a lot of sunshine. It's just a little cool out.
Really? Okay, I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it. But we're going to get into our first topic here with Miss Carla, and that is ways to build credit for children under 18. So, Miss Carla, what are some ways to build credit for children under 18 years of age?
Well, thank you, Dr. James. I believe that early education is crucial. Teaching money basics, explaining how credit cards work, and helping them to lessen and to learn the building blocks of credit. It will help you to teach children also how to check their credit. You can help them by developing good money habits, teach them the difference between a credit card and a debit card, and encourage incentive saving. It will help them to save early for a secured credit card later on. And it can help them to start a savings account and a checking account, which you would have it put in their name along with another name of an adult. You could add your child as an authorized user for your credit card depending upon their age. But most importantly, set ground rules for authorized credit use. And establish a rule to pay in full, and identify some off-limit purchases such as candy and junk food or unnecessary purchases.
I love it. Build credit for children under 18. I love that because if we do that, then it gives them an opportunity to start their life on the right side of things as far as credit. And as we know, credit is very important in this world. So that sounds really good. So what is a good age to start building credit?
Your credit might seem like something that you don't have to worry about until you're out of college or in a career or about to get a mortgage or finance, maybe a car or something. But the truth of the matter is that credit affects your life as soon as you become an adult and only continues as you do so. So I think that that's why 18 or younger is a good age to start building credit and good practices as it relates to finances, which ultimately can lead to engaging in good business practices So I think that even children, it's a good practice to start them off as young as possible. Even some children have like the different little piggy banks or a jar or something that they save money in. So I don't think that there is any age that is too young.
I think it's also important for us to teach them, like you said, at an early age, because once they become older, like our generation, we didn't get much information on credit and how to save money and things of that nature. So what you're saying, Miss Carla, is very, very important to our young people out there.
I love it. I love it. How sweet it is. So let's get into business struggle, Miss Carla. Okay. What is the struggle for most businesses?
Businesses have a lot of struggles. I believe that increasing brand awareness, building an email list, getting lead generations, helping to delight customers, hiring talented people, managing workflow, also the financial planning, and finally scaling, which definitely requires planning, some funding, the right systems, staff, processes, technology, and partners.
I love it. I love it. So, as far as a business struggle is concerned, that is very valid. So, Mr. Sonny, what do you think about the business struggle? What is your take on a business struggling or the business struggle? Mr. Sonny, are you here?
Yes, can you hear me, Dr. James?
Well, we can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry about that. My take on the business struggle is that that gives you a time to take a step back and evaluate what you need to cut back on, or where you see opportunity, where you can seize the opportunity to create more wealth or attract more customers. So I mean, really, it's a sign to push your drive so you can continue to have incoming revenue.
I love it. I love it.
I'd like to expound on that. And I'd like to know a little bit more about brand awareness, because that's one of the things that I'm struggling with right now. Brand awareness. How do you get your brand out there?
I love it.
Miss
So,
Carla?
okay,
Dr.
Carla.
James?
Okay, got you. So, as far as, could you ask that question again?
How do you get your brand out there to make people aware of it?
Okay, so my take on it would be to always be promoting, always be marketing, always be advertising, whether that's in newspapers, online, so on and so forth, where that's one of the things that we'll touch bases on that we talked about a little bit over the phone. I'll be able to show you how to do more of that. But always market, always promoting, always advertising. I think that's going to be the best way.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome. So, Ms. Carla, what are some of the problems faced by small businesses?
Some of the problems are the need for business innovation, providing excellent customer experiences for people, staffing, lack of time. Sometimes it's slow and outdated business practices that we have that we need to change. We need to get through to even more potential customers. Cash flow can be another problem, and personal finances.
I love it. Miss Brittany?
Yeah, also, yeah, I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
I was trying to get away from the noise a little bit. So, some problems that small businesses face are, we talked about brand awareness, but also just the longevity, and then there's the cost of trying to balance between, running your business and staying afloat and taking care of your household. So I know a lot of small business owners, they tend to work a full-time job or work part-time job until they can get to that point of their business sustaining their household as well.
Awesome. I love that. So, problems faced in small businesses. I personally think some of the problems will be kind of what we talk about sometimes, which is the consistency phase of it, but understanding that the small task turns into the big task, right? So if you're going
Right.
to do something that's going to turn into a business that is going to thrive and succeed, then what you want to do is get started immediately. Get started where you stand. There's no tomorrow. There's no next week. There's no at another time. Because believe it or not, that becomes a habit, and all of us can go with the habit of how often you talk about going to exercise and you don't go. How often you want to go to the
Right.
gym and you don't go. How often you say that you're going to start a diet and you don't go. For the ones that finally do and start exercising and start being on the diet, even when you exercise, if you exercise 5 straight hours and eat nothing, you're not going to look slim that first day.
No.
It's going to
Right.
take time. It's going to take weeks, maybe months,
Yes.
most likely months, to show real
Results.
results. Same thing with a business. There is no starting tomorrow or wait till another time, because that becomes a habit. It's always a habit of waiting until, well, let me wait until I do. No, just do it right now and keep doing it. And that consistency will
Right.
build, and through weeks, through days, through months, you'll get to really see the change. You'll get to really see how it works, and you'll say, oh man, okay, I'm seeing progress. And it's only seen through getting started immediately.
Right.
So-
And that's some of the things that I actually teach as a consultant, just making sure that you set your foundation and continue moving forward. Don't get stuck in a rut, or don't get stuck on one problem. Just keep moving forward and focus on what we call the wildly important goal. Like, what is your week? What is that most important thing that needs to get done? Otherwise, everything else fails. And that's often what I teach to my clients.
I love it. I love it. So on that topic, we'll move into something else that Miss Brittany wants to talk about, and that's teaching. So, Miss Brittany, can anyone be a teacher?
Anyone can be a teacher, as we see with the education system. But being a teacher is one thing, and actually being an educator is something different.
I'd like to expound on that. I think everyone has the ability to be a teacher, because as parents, what we're doing when the children are first born is to teach them. So even though we may not be educators, we are teachers. And she is correct. There is a big difference between a teacher and an educator.
I love it. I love it. So, yes, I believe anyone can be a teacher, because there's a lot of different teaching involved. Like you say, when you're teaching a kid, then you're trying to teach all the right things. When you're teaching a grown-up, you're trying to go through procedure. If you're talking about a business, or if you're talking about how to be a cashier. So anyone can be a teacher. What do you think about that, Mr. Sonny?
Well, I'm glad you asked. What I think about it is I always go by this motto in life. Life gives us lessons so we can learn them from them and teach others. Because this world is full of diversity, and people come from different walks of life, and we all come from different backgrounds. But through the teaching that we receive from our parents or family or our community, the village generation, we go out here and go in the workforce, and we go into other communities, grow up, and go out on our own. And I believe life gives us lessons that we can teach others, so we learn from our mistakes, and then we press forward, and we share our experiences with someone else. So from our teaching, the lesson life that has taught us, we share with someone else, we can stop them from going down a path or making the same mistakes we made. So I believe that life has full lesson that we learn from, that we can teach others, and become better people.
I love it. I love it. How sweet it is. Miss Brittany, is
Yeah.
teaching a gift?
Is teaching a gift? I truly believe teaching is a gift. So often, I always find myself teaching somebody because it's something that I'm actually gifted at. My ability to take the complex and make it simple is a gift. So I've seen where, you might have a teacher or an educator might have a classroom full of students, and it might be 20 kids in the class, and it's 2 or 3 of them that just They don't get the material that the teacher is trying to portray. And the teacher will make it as if it's the student. Where in the reality is, if teaching is a gift, you can teach to all learning types because it's something that you're actually gifted at. And that's something that, regardless of what it is that you're teaching, like we talked about, there are different types of teachers. We teach our children, we teach adults, I teach dance, whatever it is I find myself teaching, I'm good at it. And I realize that teaching can be a gift. What do you think, Dr. James?
I love it. I believe teaching is a gift. Miss Carla, I know that she wanted to touch on that.
Well, thank you, Dr. James. Teaching can be a gift. I believe that teaching is calling. And I know that in all instances, someone can teach someone. But in certain instances, I believe that more than teaching, people are training. So when it comes to teaching, I feel like teaching is a gift because you really have to have a certain heart for teaching, for it to be truly effective. You have to be a good communicator. You have to be prepared. You have to meet people where they're at so that it can be effective in the end and they can be successful. So I do believe that teaching is definitely a gift.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. How sweet it is.
I concur with that, Dr. James.
Do you?
I have a nephew who started out as an attorney and decided he would do that, but on the side because teaching was more of a passion for him. And so he got together with some others and they opened a school in New York.
Really?
Yes. And so I guess he was just drawn to the profession as opposed to the one that he had chosen for himself as a lawyer. He decided that his heart really was in teaching.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So after this commercial break, we're going to get into dance. And I promise you, Miss Brittany, she's salivating. She's like ready to like jump through the phone because she wants to talk about this. This is something that she is an absolute pro at, baby. Pro.
Hey.
So we're going to talk about that after this commercial break. And you guys stay tuned. Hello, Dr. James here, from founder and CEO of MBC Enterprises. If you want to use our investment team, just let us know. You can use us to help you get into your own business, use us to get into any kind of real estate, get you a company car, for your projects, your inventions, whatever you need. You can use our investment team to help you get started. We want to know how? Let us know. Phone number is 469-765-5327. And again, use our investment team for anything that you think you need investing in, especially businesses and more. You let us know. Phone number 469-765-5327. We're looking forward for your phone call and for your dreams of getting started. Have a great day.
I'm afraid of it coming back to haunt me. Until I overcome this, all the things I'm afraid of are coming back to haunt me. If I'm until I overcome this. All the things I'm afraid of are coming back to haunt me. Trying to take control. All the while I'm so turbulent in my head. Try not to let go. All defenses up, I'm trying to just calm down until I overcome this. All the things I'm afraid of are coming back to haunt me. Oh, coming back to haunt me. All the things I'm afraid of are coming back to haunt me. Until I overcome this. All the things I'm afraid of are coming back to haunt me.
Woo! You guys know what that is. That's my baby, Garcia Parra. Haunt Me. We're back now. We're back in this grind of things at Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. We are back to talk about dance with Miss Brittany. Miss Brittany,
Hey.
what are some of the benefits of dance?
Benefits of dance. So, the great thing is dance is an art, and it's a way that you can express yourself. And you got all kinds of dance types. Let me get out of here because we're switching rooms. Hold on. Okay. You got all types of dance. You got tap dances, jazz dances, hip hop dancing, and so that means it's something for everybody. But some of the benefits is the health benefits are tremendous. It improves your balance, your strength, your flexibility. It challenges your brain because you got to remember choreography or remember steps and moves that you got to do. It's good for your cardiovascular health, your heart, your lungs. Good for aerobic function. Keeps your bones strong when you're moving and you're grooving and you're doing your thing. So dance all around is great for any age. Anybody can do it. You don't really have to be super good at it to just move to music, or you don't have to have music. So, I could talk about dance all day, so I'll shut up right there.
No, I love it. I mean, anyone else here want to touch on dance?
Dance is definitely a gift that I do not have, because to remember all of those steps is amazing. And coming in on cue, I mean, there are so many aspects to dance than just the actual movement of it.
Oh, man, I love it. So, can dance be a gift, Miss Brittany?
Dance can absolutely be a gift. So I will say dance is one of my greatest gifts, something that I've had from infancy. You can play a song I can watch anybody dance, any dance style, and mimic it like immediately. So I know that it is a gift. I've actually had, as a minister in dance, because like David danced in the Bible, you can minister through dance and minister the word of God through dance. And I've done that as well, where I've had pastors who asked me to dance to the choir singing.
Right.
And I'm literally on the spot improvising, dancing, and allowing God to minister through my body, through the fluid movement. So dance can absolutely be a gift. It does not, for you to dance, you don't have to be gifted at it, but I'm I've seen in my own personal life that I can pick up any dance style. There's not too many things that I can't do in the dance world. So, and I credit that to ultimately being a gift from the Creator Himself.
Well, I have a question, Miss Brittany. In the dance world, what can't you do? Yeah, that's what we want to know. What can't you do in the dance
I'm
world?
still trying to figure that out. Look, I'm still trying to figure that one out. I haven't taken a tap class. I do want to take tap dancing to see, that's the shins, shin splints and stuff when you start talking about tap dancing. So I like to try tap dancing to see, but I've done so many different dance styles that I don't want to sound arrogant, but there's not too many that I haven't been able to accomplish and, put my mind to and do.
I love it.
I have a question. As a black woman, do you do ballet? Because, the old stereotype was that we couldn't do ballet because our thighs were too thick and we were just too thick. Do you find that to be the case?
Actually, no. There are many actually curvy women that do ballet. If you look at the history, I know Alvin Ailey he's a pioneer in New York in the ballet world, and he has a studio up in New York City, so you can find a lot of performing artists there. I've done ballet. It is not my favorite. I prefer jazz dancing over ballet, which is kind of a combination of ballet and hip hop. But there are many black women who do ballet. It is the stipulation that black women don't dance for the arts, which is something that we're trying to change as a whole in general, because we do dance. But oftentimes dance can be costly for our community.
Yes.
And that's where the hiccup comes in, is the cost of dance can be pricey, especially being on a dance team, buying the uniforms. And oftentimes you don't see our children, black children or Hispanic children dancing on a dance team, ballet of any sort, because of the cost associated with the training.
Got you. Well, Sonny, I hadn't heard you say anything about dancing. So is it a gift for you or is it not a gift, Mr. Sonny?
No, I'm glad you had that, James. No, I go back to what Brittany said earlier about being used by the Lord. Actually, I danced in the world, but when I became a child of God, I seen where in church they express it as shouting, dancing in the spirit, and I've been known to cut. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I've been known to cut a step or shout and give God the praise, and many people have been touched by the praises that go forth. That the Lord has used me to touch my body to shout in the spirit. I've actually had young children approach me in the store and say, "Hey, you the young man that's shouting on the front row." And I'm like, "Wow, they could be asking about rappers or whatever, not, but they've been touched by the praises that went forth that the Lord used me to do." So I thank God for that. But I also see it as exercise as well too, like Sister Brittany said about the vehicular system, the fluids and exercise, and it's good for the health wise. So I thank God for it. So I'm glad you did ask, because I did want to touch on it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So we're going to get ready to move into one of my favorite topics that everyone here doesn't quite know yet. I know Miss Brittany does, and that's astronomy talk.
Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Hello?
Are you here, Miss Brittany? Go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of lost you a second. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. So, yeah, I know, Dr. James, you love your astronomy. So I got a question for you. What's the biggest star in our galaxy?
Okay.
And what's its companion star name?
Okay.
Trivia.
Okay, and actually, I'm going to see who did the homework. They've had this for the longest. Miss Carlstein, do you know?
I do not know. I was going to say the sun, but I know the sun is not the largest star in our galaxy.
And Brittany, I'm not asking you because you might have heard in Google. So how about you, Sonny? I know you can't Google right now. You're doing something. So do you know, Sonny?
Well, I would say the moon, but I could be wrong because I think it's the opposite of the sun and it covers throughout the night.
Okay, how about you, Miss Carla?
Is it the pistol star?
Okay, so the biggest star.
Somebody cheated.
No. The biggest star in our galaxy is Sirius. That's the name of it. The companion star is Sirius B. So most of the nights, if you go outside and look at the biggest star that you can find, that's Sirius. That's the name of it, Sirius. And normally there's a little one close by it, and it's called Sirius B. Why? Because it's the companion star. Most stars have a companion. And so, yeah.
Does our sun have a companion?
We're going to get into that. I'm glad you said that. But I will answer it since I did that one time. Our sun is special. That's why the Lord made it to be special for us, because our sun does not have a companion star. And it's perfect because with the companion stars comes a lot of debris and a lot of traffic. The Lord made us to where we're in a galaxy where our sun has no companion and is relatively in a very quiet and lonely place where it doesn't see a lot of action like other stars that has binary, siblings.
Okay. So where are stars formed?
Okay, stars are formed in the central region of the universe through clouds that help organize these stars, giant clouds that are bigger than you can imagine. And these clouds, they help form our sun, help form other suns and stars like it. How long? It takes millions of years to form it. It takes 100, 200 million years. So obviously, we've been through 14 billion years of our universe's existence. The Lord built it 14 billion years ago. So that those clouds have so much time. 100 million years sound like, oh, that's a long time. But as it pertains to the universe, that's infancy. That's like a baby for about a year. So it's born through clouds and stuff like that. So yeah. And so we're going to move into biochemistry of emotions, and I can't wait to talk about that. And we're going to talk about that next. Hello, everyone. I am Dr. James, host of Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network, broadcasting live each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. from Fishbowl Radio Network Studios at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Log on to hear us talk about and feature small businesses and the life of a small business, the struggles, the triumphs, the daily operation, the grind of starting and running a small business. So be sure to log on each week on Saturday at 1 p.m. to catch Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. Let's jump in. Okay. Back from the break. We are here again, Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Park. We're getting into our next topic, which is biochemistry of emotions.
Yeah, Dr. James. So wait a minute. We're in the middle of dance auditions for our dance team, and I just saw the ladies come through after their first round of auditions. I saw a lot of biochemistry of emotion.
Did you
She
now?
got adrenaline pumping and all of that. So you tell the listeners, what is biochemistry of emotions, Dr. James?
Well, first, before I explain that, could you tell me what the dancers was doing that made you say that?
Well, there, auditions is, you got to audition for the team, so you kind of on the spot to see how good you are to make the team.
Right.
So it's a whole lot of different emotions that could be going on in your mind. Your adrenaline is pumping. You're nervous. You wonder if you're doing it right, and they learn to dance on the spot. So It's not something they get to go home and rehearse. And no, you learn it. You show how well you got it, and then if you got it, either you got it or you don't.
Got you. So once you can understand the biochemistries of emotion that deals with fear, love, anger, excitement, stuff like that. And so once you're able to touch on those biochemistries of emotion, you're able to get into the ingrainment of how a person is made up. So if you can understand a person, they seem to be happy all the time, then they want to hear more happy news, right? If they're kind of frustrated all the time, then it doesn't have to be frustrating news, but it needs to be news that touches upon their emotions. And once you can understand the biochemistry of it, then it'll allow you to move forward in your marketing to that person or that group.
So is that something that you're born with, or is that something that can be changed?
Well, it can be changed because the biochemistry, what that normally does really is it helps you to understand a person's makeup. Meaning if there's a person that is always, let's say, seem to be angry about something or always maybe uptight. I don't want to say angry, but let's say that they're kind of uptight. And they're kind of like you told me at one point when you inspired me with the Danny Johnson CD, where you talked about emeralds and sapphires and what they do. Well, that's, she got that from understanding the biochemistry of emotions, meaning a person that wants to, talk the way I talk, or the person that's more laid back, right? You're able to read their biochemistry, if you can understand what I mean.
Okay, yep, I got you. I understand completely. So how do you get rid of negative habits?
All right, there's really one way. You have to do positive things for at least 30 days. Can you get it less? Well, yeah, 21 days, 2 weeks maybe. But instead of guessing, it takes you about 30 days to get rid of a negative action, a negative habit. And so if you want to change that habit, you need to focus on doing a positive habit, and it will do away. Now, to gain a negative habit, you can get a negative habit immediately, like the first time. But you see, it takes you 30 days to get rid of that habit if you allow, because that habit allows you to keep doing it your way, doing it in a way that you think this is what's supposed to be. You think this is how it works. This is how it's. But the negative part of it is it giving you positive responses or favorably toward what you're trying to do, be it personal or business-wise. So, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Do you have any?
You're always teaching us something new, Dr. James.
Absolutely. Miss Carla, would you like to talk about that? How do you get rid of negative habits, Miss Carla?
I believe that you would just need to kind of stop doing what you're doing, change your focus, your mindset, your perspective, and do something new.
Really? I like that, Miss Carla. I like that answer. That's I love it. That's great. How about you, Mr. Sonny?
Well, Dr. James, I feel the same way as Miss Carter. I just believe like the repetition. If you Try something new. Know that once your mind is set, like you said about the consistency earlier, once your mindset is set, the focus, you do what you need to do, and you don't let no one take you out of character. It's like what I call racehorse vision. Just have your mind focused on doing something, being determined, because that what you have been doing can easily devour you and overcome you and stop you from reaching your goal in life.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We're going to move on to Ms. Carlstein here. Ms. Carlstein, this topic is Introduction to Gemstones. Ms. Carlstein, what is a gemstone?
I'm glad you asked that because many people don't really know. You have your semi-precious and you have your precious stones. Most people don't want to pay for the precious stones, which are rubies, diamonds, emeralds, sapphires. Some people even consider pearls one of the
Really?
precious gems.
Okay.
Yes, so we use the semi-precious gemstone because they're cut, they're polished minerals, or it could be a crystal, and it has some value, and it's something that's highly prized. It can be any stone because back in olden times, it was used to trade. People used stones to trade.
Right.
And over time, they selected the best stones that they could find, which turns out to be gemstones. Semi-precious ones, usually.
Listen to her gun smoke. I love that. What is the difference between a gemstone and a crystal?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. A gemstone can be a crystal, but a crystal cannot be a gemstone. And you ask, why is that? And it's because of its makeup and how it's organically structured, that it can be or it can't be.
Awesome, awesome. So our next topic is, what is your fashion statement? Ms. Carlstein, what is the big deal about gemstones?
Well, for one thing, most people now are having difficulty paying for gold.
Okay.
With gold being over $1,800 an ounce, it's getting very pricey for gold and silver. And so I could fashion jewelry out of some metal, but it won't be gold.
Right.
It won't be gold filled.
Right.
It won't be gold plated. And
Right.
so what you're going to have is jewelry that fades over time. But with a semi-precious stone, it does not fade.
Got you.
It's polished. It's ready to go.
I got you. So is it time for you to set a new trend?
I think so. I think it's time for the men to start with a new trend. And I'm specifically saying men because women always accessorize.
Right,
I mean,
right.
whether it's a scarf or a set of pearls, we're going to always accessorize our outfit. But guys don't. And now that you don't even wear ties that much, so you have cufflinks and those little tie clips, you don't
Right.
even really wear that kind of jewelry. But you can make a really nice statement with a simplistic, sophisticated piece of gemstone jewelry that does wonders for you as well.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now we're going to move into the niceness of this show, generosity. Listen to his gun smoke. Mr. Sonny, why is it important to have it? Mr. Sonny, are you here?
Jan, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Generosity is very important to have it because first you take consideration with my business. I'm very excited and very well pleased with someone choosing to render my service for my service that I do, so that they took out the time to intrigue with my business. So I consider that kindness from their heart, and I know that's going to be great for my business, because when you have your own business, some people look at it, well, you can set your own time, this and that, but really you work for the general public, because yes, you can come in when you want or whatnot, but you work for the general public, so you want to aim to please your customers so you can get repetitious business. That's why I say to be generous is a key thing of making your business strive and survive.
What are the results of not having it?
The results of not having it is basically a lasting impression. I hate to say it like that, but I've seen where people, look at it like all for the mighty dollar, but really, it goes way beyond the finance. Your kindness, or word, or to encourage. I've done business where I've actually talking with people about other things, and it's a lasting impression upon the heart. So when you don't have it, and you just in it for the almighty dollar, or just for the finance of it, whatnot, you might lose a customer because they're like, hey, they did good business, but their attitude was wrong. And I always look at like your attitude determines your altitude. So it's a lasting impression. So you want to continue to have that so people can pass that on word of mouth.
Let's talk about feedback. Why is it important to have?
Feedback is important to have so you know that you're going in the right direction. And everyone knows if you want to continue to have good success or striving or continue to strive, you want to make sure you're going in the right direction, which is up and not down.
Okay, and can feedback be the fuel to ignite your business?
Yes, because of course, if like a good chef or anyone good at any trade or anything they do, and I'm very intrigued with everything I've heard thus far and throughout the past couple of shows. When it's very important to have because you can blow your own horn, you can say, hey, I'm good at this, but when you have that honest feedback. You say, hey, okay, I see I can work on this. And I want people to be honest. I tell people all the time, don't love me with your lies. Hear me with your truth. And I say that because, lies don't get nowhere. But if you tell someone the truth, it gives person to give a reality check and understand, hey, I got to change this about this so I can continue to see better results.
I love it. I love it. How sweet it is. How sweet it
is.
Yes. But that's going to be the end of our show, guys. This is the conclusion. And we so appreciate all the listeners and viewers to come and keep coming on, obviously, every Saturday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We love to have every listener, every viewer, and, of course, every viewer and listener that comes, they're going to always hear some goodie. So, obviously, the goodies are every week. But this time, we're going to hold the goodies so you guys can come back next time. Well, you guys have a great day, and thank you for coming to Dr. James McConnell's The Small Business Network. You guys have a great day.
Ciao.
Welcome to the Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business Show. Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James Small Business Show. Small Business Network Show. Welcome to Dr. James.